Korey Kirschenmann, Pro Staffer Night Goggles, and what I'm going to do today is show you how to make a target to zero in your thermal weapon sight, and I will actually go through the process of zeroing it as well. So let's start off by making a target. My preferred method is to use HVAC tape. There are other options. You can use hot hands, you can use ice cubes. I've heard of some people using like a punk that you use for fireworks. Also, some people will use a propane torch and heat up the head of a nail. And those are all fine, but a lot of those will cause your image to bloom. It'll make it much larger than it is. So I prefer using HVAC tape for that purpose. So I'm starting off with 2-inch tape, and what I'm doing is I'm going to cut it into strips, 1 inch, roughly 1 inch each. And I'm going to make an X or a crosshair on the target. I'll make a couple of patches like this, and after I take my first shot, and let's say it strikes right there, low and right, I then go back to my rifle, I move the crosshair over and down right to where the bullet strike was, I lock it in, and now I have a new 0 point exactly where my bullet strike was. That'll bring it right back up to where my bullseye is, right dead center. And then I can adjust if I need to be 1 inch high or whatever I'm trying to do from there. Well, that's the end result. Very simple, but I now have both a vertical and horizontal aiming point. I've got a difference in the middle that I'll be able to see with my thermal scope. And I'll tilt this back about 10 to 20 degrees, and this will allow the reflective tape to reflect the light and make it pop to the thermal scope. If you're doing this at night versus the daytime, you can also shine your vehicle headlights on the target, and that will again make that reflection happen. Very simple, very effective. Okay, I've got my target set out. I'm ready to take my first shot now. Now let's go see where that hit. So you can see my bullet strike here. I'm a little bit low and a little bit right. I'm going to go ahead and mark my spot here. And now when I go back to my thermal, I'm going to shift it right and down. It's the opposite of a glass scope. You go towards your bullet strike. Now I've adjusted it down and to the right. Let's see where my bullet strike is now. Well, that's not too bad. That's 2 shots. My first shot struck there, I then adjusted it, and then I ended up here. Now, if I want to be 1 inch high at 100, for instance, I could bring that down probably 1 or 2 more clicks. Bringing it down would then bring my point of impact up, and I'd end up about right here. But that's 2 shots, and my rifle is 0. 2 more tips. When you're sighting in your thermal, start at 50 yards. You'll have a much easier time seeing your target. Then once you get that adjusted, you can always move it out to 100 and beyond if you wish to have a 0 further than that. Number 2, if you're using your thermal during the day, whether for sighting in or for hunting, never point the objective towards the sun. That germanium lens can get damaged when it's exposed to direct sunlight. I hope these tips help.